I'm Ajay. I'm Ajay Chibber. Today is the day of Vaisakhi, and today we'll have a big celebration where everybody is welcome to join us. And it is the day of the birth of the Sikh religion, and it is the harvest festival. So please join us in having food here and then joining the parade, which will start from here, Ross Street and Marine Drive area. It will go to Main Street, then go up to 49th Avenue in Vancouver, then turn right and come back on Fraser Street back to the temple. That'll be sometime in the evening. So it's a full day occasion. Everybody's welcome to join. Free food all the way along with. Okay. Everybody is a volunteer here. This has been set up by our family and friends. So, for example, we take few days to collect all the things like groceries and plates and other things. And today morning we came at 4:30 in the morning. And then we set it up. We are cooking all those things right fresh here, and then we'll be done here at this stall because the parade will leave this area by around 11:30. Will be done, and then the parade will come back around 3:34, and we'll again set up this setup for everybody to come and join and share the food with us. The reason we have this is that it is connected with two things. It is the day when the Sikh religion was born. I'm trying to explain it so that you understand it. And the second is it's a harvest festival. And so it's a joyous day. So just to share the blessings of God, the food is shared. That is the reason the food is prepared and distributed free. Right now in front of the temple, this is the only tent in front of the temple. But on the way up till 49th, you'll see hundreds of these such tents being set up for free food. Absolutely, the multiculturalism part of British Columbia is the best part of living in British Columbia in Canada. As a matter of fact, all over Canada, but especially in BC. So everybody, you will see people of all colors, people of all sizes, people of all ages, people of all education level. There is no distinction. Everybody is same. So they are welcome, and you can see kids from, small babies to elderly people. They are all enjoying the program today. Not show, but you can have it. These are called bread pakoras, these ones. So they have been battered and then fried. So it's bread battered and then fried with salt and pepper. And this is called besan barfi. And this is sweet. And this is just like ketchup kind of thing. Chutney it is called. And this is bread pakora. A couple of dozens, I would say. The people who are actually working right now, they have taken it easy right now. There is not a lot of rush. But I would say at any given time, 12 are volunteering. They are cooking and frying and stuff like that. My name is Ajay. Ajay. All right.
Mainly the knives and swords were designed for the Sikhs in India to defend other people. So Sikhs are famous for carrying knives and swords. During British, we were able to carry 3-foot swords, but during British in India, they brought the size of the sword down to small pieces now. So it's a tradition that a lot of Sikhs all over the world practice martial arts. Many Sikhs all over the world practice martial arts. The martial art was designed to defend other people and fight for the rights of the people and bring peace to the life of the people. There was a lot of cruelty going on in India during Mughals and British. British were afraid that Sikhs were carrying full-size swords, so they brought them down to the smaller size as a sign of identity. But they were actually used as bigger swords during British time, so that people can fight back. And Sikhs were known as saints and soldiers for a long time. Sikh means to learn. Sikhism is not a religion, it's a philosophy anybody can adopt. And in Sikhism, all the holy book of Sikhs, Sri Guru Granth Sahib, contains the words of 5 gurus, first 5 and the 9th Guru, and also many different saints and seers and devotees whose words were not harmful to any religion. So their words were put together, and all these people from different religions. They were Muslims, they were Sikhs, they were Hindus, but they reached to a level where they were saints. So, and doesn't matter what religion they were. In Sikhism, it's taught equality, to be equal with women and men, and also and that fight for other people's right. Yes, 1469. First Guru was born in 1469. That's when the Sikhism started. Because for thousands of years, the religion was lost in India, and somebody had to come up to bring the rights together. For instance, there was a system called Sati system, where when a husband died, the wife had to burn herself along with the husband. But Guru Nanak, and all the gurus abolished the system of Sati, and also the caste system, that there's no caste exist. Everybody's equal and they all are same levels. It doesn't matter men or women. Sikhism believe in equality. I'm currently born and lived in Amritsar, India, which is the supreme temple of Sikhs, Golden Temple, also known as Golden Temple. The actual name is Hari Mandir Sahib. And I'm living in US now, right now. In Sikhism, every temple where Sikhs worship is open for every religion. Doesn't matter what it is. Any religion, caste, creed, doesn't matter. They all can come and visit and sit in the community kitchen and have meals, no problem. I have been studying about Sikh culture. I'm born in a house of scholars. So my grandfather was a writer. So a lot of knowledge about Sikhism and the deep roots of Sikhism exist in my family, where we learn from generation to generations. And Sikhs were known as saints and soldiers, because only saints, cannot protect anywhere. So Sikhs became saints and soldiers, so they can protect the nation of India, where they fought for Hindus, Muslims, and doesn't matter who it is. They would sleep. They would get up 12 in the night, and they would go rescue all the women which were kidnapped by the Mughals back at 12 in the night, and bring them back to their respective houses. And they would defend all the temples in India, doesn't matter Hindu or does not. And Sikhs were always fighting, and they were always meditating. Sikhs get up in the morning, they meditate, which gives them a lot of strength. And with that strength, Sikhs fought in the battles, and every battle they fought, they won. Respecting every religion. We respect every religion, doesn't matter what it is. We're supposed to honor and respect every person we meet. Greet them, support them, help them, and in any way we can. And as of a Sikhism, Sikhs don't force anyone to become Sikhs. In Sikhism, it's all your choice. Some Sikhs keep their hair, like me, and keep the turban on. The turban I have is a style which is ancient style. And some Thai turbans, which are little pokey style, which were influenced by British on the Sikhs during British rule in India. But I wear what I want to wear because that's antiques. So some Sikhs choose not to keep hair, but some Sikhs choose to keep hair. And when you get baptized, you're not supposed to cut your hair. You're not supposed to have sex before marriage, basically. You're not supposed to have any drugs. You're not supposed to cut any part of your hair in the body. And you're supposed to keep your limitations. Sikhs wear 5 Ks after they're baptized. One is Kesh, which is hair. Second is Kanga, which is wooden comb. I'm also presenting those hair. The wooden comb represents to comb your hair and keep your energy preserved in your hair. We have long hair. Sikhs who tie turban. A lot of Sikhs have long hair, which works as long antennas to catch energy. And we wear third is Kada. Case Kanga Kada. It's the bracelet we wear in hand, which remind us to not to reach our hand to do something bad. And also it's round, which is no beginning, no end, which connects to the global energy. And the fourth is Kirpan. Kirpan is a combination of 2 words, Kirpa and An. Kirpa is mercy, An is honor. To be merciful on somebody's honor, which is what the Kirpans were designed, to fight for other people's honor and respect their honor. And the last and least is Kachera, which is long underwear. There were 2 kinds of kacheras, a long underwear. There were 2 kinds of kacheras. One was wore by horse riders, which were longer and covered the knees, because then it protects the knees from rubbing the horse. Second was above the knee, which was fighters for the ground. So the kacheras also represent to protect your sexual energy, and to also have enough to cover yourself. And if you need to take off your clothes and cover somebody who's needy, you can do that. According to Western philosophies and Western researches, the hair represents solar energy. The hair from your head, scalp, attracts solar energy. So the longer the hair is, the more the energy is going to preserve in your head, in your scalp. The hair from the beard of the men, it represents moon energy. It attracts moon energy from the moon. And also this is the moon center of the men, the chin, which is covered by the hair, which means you can't tell the Sikh's moon center, which is Sikh's emotions.
No, he's down there.
So many
Okay, the
weapons
Indian
here.
martial art, it goes back, the martial arts go back to the second guru of the Sikhs, which started with the wrestling and the submission wrestling in the Mallakara, and then it progressed into, yeah, these are the swords, they're different types of swords. The double-edged sword is called a khanda. So when you use it, it's for here, both sides, you don't have to turn. With a traditional sword, you have to turn. This one, you could just use both sides to cut.
Wow.
So it was the invasions, the Mughal invasions. If you look at a map, as extremist groups came, force converted everybody in all the countries. The Sikhs stood up against to save other religions and the freedom of expression and the freedom of other religions. And the Gatka, the martial art, was created where one opponent would fight many opponents because the Sikhs were very small in number, and in the 1700s, Sikhs were banned. Their religion was banned. All other religions were banned. All the other temples were being destroyed by the Mongol rulers because they wanted to be the rulers of India, and they wanted Islam to be the religion of India, extremist Islam. So that's where Gatka came from. This is a Karpan. All Sikhs who get baptized have to carry a sword on them at all times and no martial arts. In case if ever you want to defend someone, if you don't know how to defend yourself, how you can defend anybody and stay in top physical performance. These are called katara. They're punch daggers. They're original from, I guess, India. Nobody knows their exact origin. And so when you're fighting, you keep the shield in one hand with the punch dagger, so you could block and have the sword in the other hand. So you'd be fighting with this because you'd be fighting multiple opponents. So you'd be fighting with this, blocking, fighting with this. You could block and also stab at the same time. So that's the katal. These are tal. It's a small shield. The reason they use this because it was a lot more agile to block sword strikes. This is, of course, I told you, these sticks here. They're called lakiyan. They're made from bamboo. They don't break too easy. They're used for training, a lot of practicing. And you want to tell us about this one here? These are what this was used for. Is it tangled? Okay, what this was used for, you'd see it when we're be doing demonstrations, is when they used to shoot arrows. So they'd spin this and deflect the arrows from the army because they'd shoot a whole barrage of arrows, and they used to spin it, deflect the arrows. And there were swords at the end of it on the other ones to use like a food processor to cut through armies because they were smaller numbers fighting bigger numbers. You'll see this, people, and they could toss it back and forth, throw it through the air. This is entangled, and we'll get to do a demonstration how this was used to block arrows. So this would go in the forefront. So when they shoot arrows into that, they'd get multiple people, sometimes two, standing on each shoulder to block the original arrow barrage that would be of the attack. Throw it up in the air. Throw it up. Put it behind your back. That was 365 degrees and block, and they'd pass it back and forth. So Mughals, they were great with arrows. They were one of the greatest invaders. They conquered all of Asia, and they were stopped by the Khalsa. And that's the basic of the treasure chest of weapons. Sikhism started 500 years ago with Guru Nanak, more than 500 years ago, and his first battle was philosophical. It wasn't actually a military battle. The military major battles started in the 1400s and the 1600s. The philosophical battle was Guru Nanak. He said there is no caste system, that all people are equal. Like in other religions like Hinduism, the Brahmins said they were at the top, and all other people, they were the untouchables and the lower caste. So when Guru Nanak came, he was of the highest caste of that time, and he said, no, there is no high, there is no low. We're all humans, we're all equal. He started, before feminism came in whenever the 1600s or whenever it came, the first religion to accept women as equals was Sikhism. Like in a lot of other religions, they say, oh, women is evil. Eve was evil, she tricked Adam to bite the apple or whatnot. But we don't want to say anything bad about anybody's religion. And so it was a philosophical against the emperor. Everybody was scared of the emperors. There was an emperor, Babur. He was subjugating the people, oppressing the people. And he stood in front of him and said, yeah, you're a tyrant. And everyone feared. He traveled throughout the Middle East. Guru Nanak, he traveled all the way into Europe, preaching equality, preaching like all the values we have in Canadian society today. Some of the original ideas were founded in Punjab through the Sikh Khalsa religion. And also, when the Sikhs, the Khalsa, when it was created, that's when you have the turban, the sword, the kada, and the long shorts. The actual baptized Sikh, when they were created, their job was, even when they were fighting the enemy, like the concept of the International Red Cross came way later. When they were fighting the enemy, there was a Sikh, his name was Bhai Kanhaiya. And what Bhai Kanhaiya did when they were fighting, after the battles, he'd go and he'd give water to the Sikhs that were injured, and he'd give water to the Mughals that were injured. And then some of the Sikhs complained, they're like, why is he doing that? So he went to the 10th Guru of the Sikhs, who was leading the battles against oppression. And they said, well, why is he doing it? He said, well, whenever all I see is humanity. I see an injured human. And so the 10th Guru of the Sikhs, he's like, okay, now you're giving water, now take bandages and give those people bandages as well. Because our fight is against the oppressor and a bully and a tyrant, but it's not against any specific group or religion. Yeah, I believe that, the concept of equality, what we have here in Canada and what we have in a lot of places in the world, it's a lot to do. The philosophy is very similar to the Sikh community in World War I and II. The most number of Victoria Crosses, the highest medal of bravery, were by the Sikhs. And when the Sikhs had their own empire, just recently a Sikh billionaire from Canada bought a sword that belonged to the last emperor of the Sikhs. There was a group called Nihang Singhs. I don't know if you ever get a chance, you should Google them. They're called Nihang. And they were huge turbans, like 10, 20, 400 meter turbans. They fought for free in the wars against anybody that would attack and anybody who was an oppressor. And one of the bravest battles in history that's taught in UNESCO is one of the bravest battles. There were 21 Sikhs fought 10,000 Afghan invaders on an outpost. So I think it's beautiful. I think everybody, whatever they believe in is beautiful, as long as they're not hurting anybody, as long as they're not terrorizing anybody, as long as they're not oppressing anybody. It's a beautiful, beautiful society. This is the perfect society. What we have here in Canada, we don't even have in India, right? Like, not everybody has equal rights in India. The politicians are the boss. It's great. Our mayor here, he rides his bike to work. You go to India, there's like an escort of cars whenever a politician goes. This is the greatest society in the world, and this is the greatest country in the world. Thank you. Yeah, my name's Mr. Gosal. I teach Gatka here at the Sikh temple, and it's open for anybody, any religion, any creed. You don't have to be a Sikh. Anybody who wants to learn, the doors are open for everybody. Just like when you come down here, anybody can come here and eat, listen to meditation. We don't have a website yet. I don't know, maybe I could give my number at 604-779-3747, 604-779-3747, and we'll be demonstrating along the parade route. Thank you very much. Vaiguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaiguru Ji Ki Fateh.